Beautiful. And as you touch the mat, take a moment to just let your body have some space if it needs to move around a little bit. Sometimes when we land, body is very still. Sometimes when we land on the floor, body needs a little bit of movement. So just take a moment. Maybe it's wipering the legs a little bit from right, exhaling, inhaling to center, and then exhaling to the left. You might find drawing your legs in towards the chest, maybe hands on your shins or the back of the thighs, just to release the lower back into the floor. A little rocking from side to side. A few breaths coming in the nose and out the mouth as we exhale. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Offering a little sigh if that's yours to receive. Just allowing this time for arrival to come in. And one last kind of movement is being kind of pulled in for bodies. If you want to extend arms and legs up in the air, you can, and just let the body shake out for a moment. So just let the arms and legs shake out in the air. If you want to bend the knees and have the elbows on the ground, you can just shake the forearms and the hands and the lower limb of the leg and the feet. If you want to do a few ankle and wrist circles, allow that to unfold. Maybe a few pursed lip breaths to allow us to arrive here as we inhale through nose, pursing the lips, blowing the exhale out the pursed lip, and we feel the exhalation extend. If you're circling wrists and ankles and you want to go the other direction and you haven't already, do so. And then see if the body wants to shake out again. Ah. And then allow yourself to settle on the floor. And know that if any more movement needs to come in, just give your space for body to move. Sometimes a little support behind the head wants to come in. You might find a chip foam block. You might find a bolster behind the back of the thighs, behind the knees. We also have the semi-inflated slow-mo balls. So it's different colors for each of us. Some of us it's purple and some of us it's blue. And it's the one that has very little air. This one is quite nice too to nourish the back of the neck and the upper part of the nervous system, our parasympathetic. And you can grab it if you like, and you can tug on it. And one side creates little lips, and the other side creates a little bubble. And then you can put that, if you so choose, behind the curve of the back of the neck and the skull. And it gives a nice little release for some of us in the upper part of the spine, which attaches to our nervous system of well being. And you might just allow the head to receive that support in the cervical spine. And then notice if the head wants to gently roll from right to left or a little bit of up and down. Ah. Hands can be on the belly, arms can be out to the side, with the back of the hands touching the mat, and letting the arms just float away from body to a place where you feel your shoulders descend. We'll start to feel the breath when it's ready, flowing in and out of the nose. At times, creating space to either do a sigh out the mouth or a pursed lip breath, where you're blowing the breath through a pursed lip. Feeling from the roots of our feet or the heels, if your legs are extended, becoming heavy into the floor. Each time you exhale, allowing the relationship of body and earth to meet. As we create a baseline for our practice of noticing what's accompanying us into our practice today through body, through breath, through mind, and allowing all that's present to be here with you as we wrap this practice in the awareness of heart, feeling gratitude for creating this space for ourselves, creating gratitude for our community to help us co-regulate. Noticing the right hip, the left hip become a little bit heavier. As you feel your body expand through belly and rib cage, maybe upper chest as you inhale and an exhale as the belly, the rib cage, and the chest soften. See if you can smooth the breath out and allow it to just slow down just a little bit. Feel the back of the rib cage meet the floor, your shoulder blade, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, rippling into the right arm and the left arm. Allowing yourself to create a space for body to let go of whatever is no longer needed to be carried. And take a few more breaths here. There's a breath that I want to bring in today to start the practice, and it's called the physiological sigh, which is a really beautiful breath for allowing our nervous system to find regulation, especially when we feel a little bit more stress or we feel a little bit more heightened in our nervous system. And it is a breath that a lot of research has shown that brings us very quickly back to a place of well-being and homeostasis. And what it is it's a two inhale breath through the nose. As you inhale, you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and then another breath in through the nose. And then you do a pursed lip out the mouth. And try that again. An inhale through nose, another inhale through nose just to top up the breath, and then a pursed lip breath out the mouth. Another variation of that is an inhale through nose, another one to top up the breath, and then a sigh out the mouth. Let's try that one again just to see which one resonates with you. An inhale through the nose, another one, and a sigh. So just see, is it two inhales through nose and a sigh? Is it two inhales through nose and a pursed lip breath? But just try one more round. Choose which one resonated with you and try it for another round or two, just to create a relationship with it in your body and mind. Balancing out the oxygen and carbon dioxide in our system. Okay, so we're going to start now after some of us have had the slow ball behind the neck, nourishing part of the parasympathetic nervous system where the nerves run off the cervical spine. Now we're going to gently lift the head up and remove that slow ball and put it under the pelvis. So this is the other part of our spine where the parasympathetic nerves come off of. So you're going to lift up your pelvis and put that semi-inflated ball underneath your pelvis. If you don't have the semi-inflated ball at home, that's okay. You can just feel the pelvis on the floor. Take a moment to exhale and arrive here. You might do a little rocking from side to side just to massage out this area. You can roll around one direction and the other. And you can also do some pelvic tilts. So sit bones, tailbone reaching as you exhale towards the back of the calves and up towards the ceiling, feeling lower back release into the floor. And then as you inhale, the sit bone, tailbone releasing towards the floor as the lower back gently arches. So you're finding your range of motion as you move back and forth. Staying with the pelvic tilts for as long as you feel it works for you. Shifting into a side movement or a circular movement or a half moon movement if that is feeling better. Option here to release hip flexors, which sometimes can hold a lot in body. I'm going to start with just choosing one side. You choose which leg. You're going to inhale, exhale, extend it down so the heel extends down towards the bottom of your mat. The toes will be off the mat. You're going to point the toes away from your skull and let that leg roll out, external rotation back into center, and then internal rotation. Just go back and forth a few times, just releasing the psoas muscle, which sometimes we feel when we feel a little bit more heightened in our nervous system. The psoas will also connect and contract and pull on our lower back. Good. And then you're going to pause through that leg and push out through the heel. So the toes are going to come passive and the toes will point up towards the ceiling, but you'll have a reaching out through your heel. Maybe only 70% effort as you roll out and in. And then see whichever leg you extended. So if you extended right leg, you're going to allow your right arm to reach out to the side in line with your shoulder, maybe a little bit up overhead. And see that release, kind of creating a little arc through body. You might find a spot where you want to point and flex the foot. You might want to go back to the point or just stay in one external or internal rotation of a flex. Sometimes the head wants to roll a little bit from side to side. So just giving some space here for body. Releasing our diaphragm, all of the organs through the body. When you're ready, you can draw that leg in, let that arm slide down. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So if having the slow-mo ball underneath your pelvis is feeling like maybe you want to take it out and do this move without it, or move it into your lower back to support the whole flow of the lower back, that's another option. My body was just asking for that as well. So I have moved mine into my lower back. You can do this with or without a slow-mo ball as well. The leg extending, rolling out, rolling in. The arm, the same arm of the extended leg may come up. Remember, your toes are pointing first. And then they go into a reaching through the heel, and the toes become passive as the toes point up to the ceiling and you're rolling leg in and out. Feeling the breath, maybe sometimes the breath coming out the mouth. A little pursed lip breath or a sigh. Maybe the head wants to flow or stay in center. So we're just nourishing the whole spine. When that feels complete, you'll bring the leg back up. The knees will be bent. And if you have the slimmer ball still under the pelvis, you're going to just pop it into the lower back if that feels okay. It should cradle the lower back. It shouldn't feel like it's putting too much pressure on it. And then we're going to reach the arms up and we're going to bend the elbow. So right hand is going to hold left elbow, left hand is going to hold right elbow. We're going to do very softly as we check in with our feet, noticing how the lower back feels. Remember, you can always pull it out for this one and do it without. If the feet are hip width apart, or you need to widen them a little bit more and walk the feet out towards the outer edge of your mat just to create more space. And then your arms can go to the right as you exhale, legs to the left. Very gentle twist, axle rotation. Inhale back to center, arms and legs. And then you're going to exhale, legs to the left, arms to the right. See if your head wants to turn. As you inhale back to center, you may find an SH breath that helps to gather and the transverse abdominis comes in. So each time you exhale, you create that SH sound. The SH sound is also very nourishing for our digestive organs. And you flow back to center with the inhale and let that exhale support you from side to side. Good, just opening body. Sometimes when you come over onto one side, body wants to stay there or it wishes to flow from side to side. So you choose what works for you. Nice. Coming back to center, you're going to gently roll over to one side and pull the soma ball out. We're going to draw left leg in towards body. So hands can be on shin or the back of the thigh, interlacing the leg with the hand. Relax the shoulders, and you're going to do an isometric connection just to find a release in the back now. So you're going to lean the leg up into the hands as the hand presses back into the leg. And you're just going to hold that equal leaning as you breathe here. Try to soften shoulders. Feel the left side of your lower back releasing into the floor. We're now toning the psoas muscle. And then you let that leaning and tugging go. And we're going to do it one more time. So you're going to start to lean the leg up into the hands gently press into the leg. Maybe maximum 70% effort as you feel the whole left side of the body starting to release into the floor. Holding that as you take another breath or two. And then you're going to gently release, let the left foot come down to the floor. You're going to bring up right leg, hands on the shins or behind the back of the thigh. Take a moment to interlace, soften the shoulders, relax. Good. And then you're going to lean the leg and the hand equally into each other as you feel the right side of the back body start to root into the floor. You hold that leaning as you breathe fluidly. When you feel ready, you let it go. Take a few breaths to pause. And then you're going to do one more round, leaning leg and thigh into each other. And releasing and letting go. Good. Foot's going to come down to the floor. So we're going to do a little bit of a bridge flow. So you do want to reach up overhead and just make sure that your arms can reach overhead without touching the wall. Some of you are a little bit close to the wall, so you might just need to scoot down. If you have shoulder concerns and you're finding when you reach the arm up and over that maybe the arms aren't coming down to the floor and you want to create a little bit of support, you can always put your bolster above you. So you can see that I've got my bolster supporting my forearms, wrist, and hands overhead. You can also take your 4-inch block, which is the thicker of the two blocks, and put it in between the thighs. Your feet are hip width apart for this one. Your heels are about almost a foot away from the pelvis. Arms are down by your side, palms down. No support under the head for this one. Exhale. Just feel heavy. One. Good. You're going to press your feet into the floor, gently squeeze that block on the exhale. As you inhale, you're going to reach your arms up, fingers point to the ceiling. You're going to exhale overhead. Now, you might widen the arms as you come overhead. Good. Now, you're going to reach the arms back and up as you inhale. Keep squeezing the block. Fingers point to the ceiling and exhale the arms down. Remember, at any time, if this doesn't feel good, you just rest on the floor. Inhale as you're reaching up with the arms and exhale overhead. Beautiful. Reaching back before you inhale up with the arms and exhale down. You can think of your upper arm as we do this a couple more times. That's above your elbow, your humerus bone, and below the ball of your shoulder. That's the one that's lifting up and down, thinking of that part of your arm to help support you. Opening and freeing the shoulder girdle. One more time. Just going up and over. Good, as the arms come back up towards the ceiling and then exhale down. We're going to keep the arms down by your side now. We're going to do a little bridge. So you're going to start to press all of your toes, your heel into the floor, gently squeeze the block. Let your sit bone, tailbone reach towards your calves and then up towards the ceiling as you keep pressing your feet into the floor. You're going to float up into a bridge. How high you go is up to you. Chins releasing down towards the throat. Wide shoulders, cross the collarbone, and then see if you want to stay here. You can always reach the arms up, fingers point to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale overhead. Sometimes being up in a bridge pose changes the relationship of the release. And then you can slowly bring arms up, lower pelvis, spine down to the floor. Let everything come back to neutral. We're going to do that flow again. So we're going to start to press feet. Exhale, squeeze the ball, the block. Reach the sit bone, tailbone towards your calves and up as your pelvis floats up towards the sky to a height that feels good for you. Chin towards chest. Take a moment just to be here. Good. You're going to reach arms up, fingers point to the ceiling. Exhale overhead. Feel the body release into the floor. Take a moment to be here. When you are ready, you can start the arms up, the pelvis, the spine releases down. Good. And then just check in with yourself. Do you just want to pause, draw the legs into the chest, or do you want to go up one more time? If you do want to go up one more time, you're more than welcome to press the feet into the floor, rise up into bridge. You choose if the arms want to stay on the floor or if they want to reach up and or allow the whole body to lengthen here. And you decide as you lower the spine, pelvis, arms back down onto the floor. Draw the legs up to the chest. Give them a hug. Remove the block. Good. We're going to roll over to the side. We're going to push our top arm hand into the floor. We're going to come up onto hands and knees. And we're going to come into some spinal waves. So you're going to set up either having hands underneath shoulders. If that doesn't feel good on the wrists, you're going to have elbows underneath shoulders, knees under hips. So just checking in. Beautiful. What feels good for you? Just going to go into a few spinal waves. So as we exhale, pushing the floor away, letting the sit bones release down the back to the lower back, shoulder blades round up, head drops down. And then starting from pelvis, sit bones release up, lower back arches, chest open, shoulder blades squeeze together, soft gaze. And just flow back and forth. Feel the ripple of the spine, starting at pelvis And moving up through the spine, ending at the head. Notice your rhythm. Adding in our circular movement here, where you can feel the spine be your focus, where you can allow the spine to circle up and around as if the spine is jumping a skipping rope or doing a barrel roll. Other option is big toes together, knees wide, and pelvis can sink back towards the feet and the legs as you exhale and inhale, circle forward. Maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe it's just one. Just letting your body and your spine have a little dance. Let your breath just coordinate with the movement. You might find at a point you want to just pause in child's pose for a moment. Maybe the arms walk over to one side to just feel the lateral release. Take your time on the side body there. When you feel ready to transition, inhale, the hands will pass through center and exhale to the other side. Good. You come back to center at your timing. We're going to do a little flow from child's pose in a very modified child's pose. So you're going to come up slightly and just find a comfort of the knees, maybe a little bit closer at hip width apart. But we're not going to let the pelvis sink all the way back, but we're going to extend our arms nice and forward, fingers really spreading quite wide. So there's a reaching forward. And then we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, just leaning the shins, maybe the top of the feet into the floor, we're going to exhale, coming and trying to get our shoulders over our hands. So checking as you come here your distance. So I feel mine are a little bit too forward, so I'm just going to bring them back. And then you're going to round back into child's pose. And we're going to inhale. And as we come forward, we're going to just come into a plank on the knees. You might even bring in an SH breath here. Good. Inhale back. Good. And as you come forward, SH breath, this might be as far as you want to go. If you do feel that you want to go a little bit farther, the pelvis is releasing, but it's not completely dropping. So you're lifting up through pubic bone, lower belly, upper belly, chest, heart, maybe coming into an upper dog, and then rounding back through child's pose. So there's options here. It can just be forward into a little mini plank. You might go a little bit farther and open and extend through the whole spine. So you check in what works for you. At any time you want to pause, you pause. If you want to pause in child's pose, you can. If you feel ready to tuck the toes under and release the pelvis up and back and go up into downward dog for a few breaths, feel free. As you're here, you can walk the legs out by bending one knee, releasing the opposite heel to the floor. A walking feet towards hands, hands towards feet, coming into a forward fold. Knees can bend if you don't want to be so deep. Hands can also rest and forearms on the thigh. Okay, we're going to come into a squat for a moment. So we're going to bend the knees, sit the pelvis back, and reach the arms up. Feel a little bit of pumping here. So you're just going to press off your feet and just pump up and down. Just allowing the blood to start to move back up to the heart. Relax the shoulders. Good. Feel your toes as well as your heel as you push off them and come up to standing. Exhale, release the arms. Wow. Let's do a few swing and twists. Mhm. Okay, so we're going to slow that down. And we've all found something to roll our feet with, whether we have a wooden dowel or we have a ball. I grabbed a wooden dowel and the ball, so I'm going to use kind of flow in between. But you have whatever you want on your mat. Good. Balls are moving all over. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so you're going to find just a nice standing. So just feeling Tadasana for a moment. Start standing. So we're just going to take a deep breath in, let it out. Let's do that again. Deep breath in, let it out. Let's draw the shoulders up this time towards the ears, roll them back. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Inhale, draw them up. Exhale, roll them back. Maybe a little bend in the knee. Couple more times. Mm, mm. And let's go a couple in the opposite direction. So we're just going to go to the back, up, and exhale forward. To the back, up, exhale forward. Yeah, couple more. Mm. Last one. Mm. Let's do a little release. Draw the shoulders up. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath for a moment. And then just exhale and drop the shoulders. Good. Press the feet into the floor. This time, inhale, draw it up. Hold the breath for a moment. And exhale, release. One last time. Your rhythm, bring it up. You hold for as long as you want. You let go when you're ready. Take a moment to feel your feet. Find a focus point in front of you. You're going to anchor right foot. You're going to feel left foot gently start to lift just the heel. So if you're going to feel a little bit more weight, shift onto right foot. And then just see if by pressing the floor away, you can allow that left leg to come up. And we're just going to do a little bit of kick and extend. Sometimes the floor needs to come in and we touch down each time. Sometimes we can go back and forth, just doing a little knee glide. And then we're going to roll either on the dowel or the ball. So you've chosen. I love you've got three. Look at that. You got your two balls. Yeah. hmm I know, right? And if you want, I can always grab a chair if you feel like you need it. Okay. Yeah. I think it's feeling like it's coming in. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna roll from heel to toe, heel to toe. Ah, yeah, use the wall for sure. It is there for you. Sometimes it's necessary to have the wall. Sometimes we feel more unbalanced from day to day, especially with the heat. The heat does not help sometimes to feel more grounded. Okay, so take some time. Notice where you're getting drawn to, where maybe your foot is holding. Some of you can roll a little bit more in the inner arch. If you have the dowel, you might roll in, you might roll out. If you have the ball, okay, you can also roll from big toe to pinky toe. You can do a little bit of pumping down on the ball and a release, depending on what you've got. You can go into the heels. You can also do the same thing with the dowel. You can lean into the dowel. We can roll on one side, on the other. Good. So you'll know when one foot is complete. Some of you might be lingering on one foot because it feels so good, but just take some time to stay there if you need to, and then start to stand on the foot that you just rolled. Allow that leg to come up. You press down, find a focus point. Remember, use the wall if you need to, just doing a few little glides. Sometimes that SH breath comes in, Shh, letting it come in on the exhale. Good. And then you just start to roll. Mm. Good. Exploring. There you go. That was really good. It was. I really feel like your toe spacers are making a big difference for the connection of the feet on the floor. Uh, we're just going to take that time to see. My first foot is calling me back a little bit, so I'm going to go back into my first foot. But you allow yourself just to complete whatever is needed. Remember, you can always do a little pin and twist as well. Okay, once the ball rolling is complete, you're just going to allow your ball and your dowel to safely go off to the side. Okay, great. So we're going to find the upper part of our mat. We're going to feel our feet hip width apart. Take a moment just to inhale, exhale. Yeah. Good. Right foot is going to stay forward. Now we're going to use just what we did to allow left heel to lift and to step back, maybe only about 2 or 3 feet. Doesn't have to be very wide, but you want to make sure that your left foot is out to the side. So you're still hip width apart. So if you need to walk your right foot out a little bit, do so. Okay, take your hips and bring them forward so they're shining straight ahead. Front knee bends. All right, we're going to open chest and heart today. So we're going to come into a cactus arm, elbows heavy. And let it squeeze back. So let your arms go back a little bit. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to press the feet into the floor, straighten the legs, bring your forearms together. We're going to inhale, open, squeezing, bending the front knee. Yeah, you got it. Exhale, pressing into the foot, straightening the leg. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale, pressing and allowing the leg to straighten. Each time you open the arms, the front knee bends. Each time the forearms come together, the front leg straightens. So just taking that time here to go at your rhythm. Uh, and we're going to come back now and just pause at a straight leg. Release the arms down. Let your hands come onto your waist. Now check that you feel quite solid. We want to make sure that our big toes and our inner heels stay quite rooted on this one as we go into a straight leg. We're going to inhale, exhale. We're going to let the pelvis release back. We're going to come forward slightly so we have a flat back here. Okay, hands can stay at your hips. Sometimes hands go onto the thigh, above the knee, or maybe onto the shin below the knee. But the feet are pressing the floor away, reaching forward through the top of your head, back through your pelvis as you breathe here. Just creating some space. Releasing the back of the legs. Now we're going to press the feet into the floor. We're going to inhale, come up. Hands are going to come back to the hips if you move them. Now you're just going to shift the weight into your right foot. Now your toes may stay on the ground. Some of you may feel that you can lift that leg and teeter the body forward. If you need the wall, it is there. And then you're going to step left foot to right foot. Good. Come up. Either hands on hips, a little circling, or arms by the side. So you can do a figure eight, you can do a circle. Good. A little shake out, arms and legs. A little bounce. Really good for the lymph and the nervous system, just to let the body bounce for a moment. And we're all going to look in our own way, expressing this. So we just allow ourselves to do that. Good. And now we're going to do other sides. So you're going to come back towards the top of your mat. Left foot is going to stay forward. Right foot is going to lift. Find a focus point, lift it up, step it back 2 or 3 feet, sometimes even 3.5. Walk the left foot out if you need to, square the hips forward, bend the front knee. Now, this time we're going to bring the arms up, straight up, arms face forward. So just feel that stretch through the body for a moment. Good. And now, as you exhale, arms are going to come down, front leg is going to straighten. You're going to bring your arms back a little bit. So as you inhale, they're going to come forward and up, the left knee will bend. And as you exhale and arms come down and back, the front leg will straighten. Pressing through the feet, being aware of your foundation as you flow. Timing is yours. Each time the arms come up and forward, the left knee bends. Inhale. Exhale as the arms come down, the left leg straightens and back. Just making this your own. Maybe at times the breath needs to release out the mouth in a pursed lip breath or a sigh. Last one. Good. As you come down to a straight leg, stay there, hands on the hips. Inhale, exhale, pelvis is going to release back as the torso comes forward. Hands can stay here. Sometimes you might even try a little alteration, back of the hands on your lower back. Some of you might go back to top of the thigh or below the knee onto the shin. Try not to put pressure on the knee joint. Keep pressing the feet, left big toe especially, and the inner heel is rooting strongly. That is your foundation to keep you a little balancing here. Good. You're going to press into the feet, coming up. Okay, hands can come back on the hips. You're going to start to feel the weight come onto left foot. Right toes can stay on the floor. This might be where you want to go. If you choose to teeter, the back leg comes up as the torso comes forward. Good. Take a breath. 2 here, and then the right foot comes back up. Take a moment. Shake it out. Going to do a few swinging twists here. Little limp movement's going to happen. A little bounce. So we're going to flow through whole body here. So we're going to be in a spiraling awareness. So you're going to bring your right arm forward. As you do that, you're going to come onto your right toe. So I want you to feel the whole line of the right side of your body. And then you're going to switch. Inhale, exhale, pressing through left toes, left arm. Inhale forward, exhale, feel whole body. Yes. Spiraling through the body. Inhale through center, exhale to each side. Reaching up and down. Feel how your body is communicating through this whole axial rotation from tip of the toes to the tip of the head to the tip of your fingers. Couple more. Really good for moving the energy through the body. And just even that out one more time to each side. Come back. Feel hands on belly for a moment. Plant the feet. Notice the communication of your hands and your abdomen. Maybe the weight shifts from right foot to left foot or toes to heel, or you're still. Eyes may lower, stay opened and soft, close. Little pause. Notice the presence of your body, your breath, your mind, all working in unison to feel nourished, aligned, connected. Start to allow eyes to open, just to ground into body a little bit more before one more balance. We're going to bring hands to the legs. We're going to just tap through the legs. Go down, bend the knees, tap the back of the thighs, front of the thighs. You might circle your knees. If you choose, you come down into a chair pose and you do shins. And you work your way back up the legs, pelvis, belly, lower back, maybe using back of the hands, chest, arms. A little bee breath here as we're standing here. Inhale through nose, humming through the lips as we tap the chest. Maybe a couple more times. Inhale through nose, exhale through mouth as you hum the sound of the bee, very nourishing for the mind, the lungs, distributing oxygen through the body. Maybe it's one or two more times as you slowly start to ease that off. And then just standing, externally rotating the whole arm, not just the forearm, but the upper arm and the humerus. Palm. Feel your body, let your breath flow as it wishes in and out of the nose or in the nose, out the mouth. Being presently aware right here, right now. Noticing the beauty of this moment. I'm going to find our eyes gently opening, the arms softening. We are going to do tree pose to end our standing. So you might find if you need a wall or a pillar, you can move towards it. We are going to stand on left foot to start. A right heel might come up and just do a little kickstand on the inner ankle. Some of you may find the right foot comes up and presses into the calf. Okay, calf into the leg. You might go a little bit higher as well, arms out to the side if you choose. See if the arms want to come up and grow. Sometimes the hands just want to be at heart or at hips. You choose here. Keep the big toe and the inner heel of that left foot, communicating with the pinky toe and the outer heel. See if the body wants to take another breath or two here. As you release the arms down, the right knee comes in. If you want to do a little kick and a release, shake it out. Just going to do a few ankle circles on that left ankle for a moment. So just ankle circle. Toes can be on the floor or you can lift, circle. Go both directions. And then we're going to ankle circle right foot. Go both directions. So 3 to 5 in one direction, 3 to 5 in the other. Deep breath in, let it out the mouth. Good. Right foot is our anchor. So we just feel a little bit more weight coming into that right foot. Left foot, maybe just the heel coming into the inner ankle. Foot can come up higher. Choose, where do your arms want to be? Down on your waist, palm to palm. reaching up if you choose. Find a focus point to help you. And when you're ready, let the arms descend. Knee comes in, maybe a little kick, shake it. Oh, we're going to do a little work on the floor to end. So we're going to find the top of our mat. Feel the hands come palm to palm, thumbs at the chest. Ah, take a breath, let it out. We're going to come into chair pose. So as we inhale, exhale, sitting back with the pelvis, bending the knees, just being here for a moment, just feeling that as we release the arms down, as we exhale, inhale, reaching them up, arms coming up beside our skull, soften the shoulders. Feel the weight distributed in between the toes and the heels. Now you can start to bring hands to the thighs. If you choose, our arms can just flow down as the pelvis, the sit bones reach up and the body comes down into your forward fold. Good. So options here. Some of you are going to plant the hands onto the floor, step back with the right foot and the left foot and go into downward dog. Some of you are just going to drop one knee down to the floor, then the other knee, and come into child's pose. Take a moment just to be in child's pose. Those of you that are in downward dog, if you want to stay there for a moment and walk it out, feel free. Last week we did a little flow from downward dog into plank. Some of you may want to go into that again. It is optional. It is hot today, so you might not want to. Hey, if you do, you're in plank and then you're inhaling, exhaling back into downward dog. Come in once you're in child's pose. To take another breath or two, we're going to go into a little exhale rotation. So you're going to come up either onto your hands and knees or elbows and knees. You choose. You're going to have left arm is going to be the one that is going to be reaching up. So we're going to inhale. We're going to reach that left arm up. We're going to thread it through. So palm up underneath the right arm. You're only going to come down part way because we're going to do a little flow here. So we're going to inhale and reach it back up. Do a little axial rotation. Gaze may follow that left hand arm as you exhale, thread it through. And we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, thread it through. This time you're going to land on the floor. So you're just going to stay there. Let head come down if it can. Right hand, right arm can settle. You can reach it up towards the top of the mat if you want. You can lean left arm, left shoulder into the floor. Some of you will want to reach the right arm up and towards the ceiling or the back of that right hand on your lower back. Feel your breath here. Notice how when we do a twist, we're allowing the spine to wring out and the muscles to ease off. They're holding. If you can, take a couple more breaths. If you need to come out early, always do. You're just coming back to child's pose. If your arm was up in the air, hand comes down, press it into the floor, come back. Feel yourself. Remember, if the wrists are feeling that they need to come off of, you can come down onto forearms. I'll demonstrate this one from forearms. The right arm is coming up this time as you inhale. As you exhale, thread it through. You're only coming down part way because you're going to inhale all the way back up and exhale through. You still have one more time, finding your own rhythm here as we release, this time holding. Allow your breath to be here supporting you. If your arm was up in the air, you can bring it back. When you do feel ready, come up and slide that right hand back. We're going to lean over onto the right hip. Swing the legs around. Good. And we're just going to have our block close by for a moment. And we're just going to support the pelvis. So you're going to take your left hand, put it behind your thigh as you lean over onto your right hand, right hip, and just grab hold of the flesh and just lift it up so you feel the pelvis come back and lift up into neutral. And then you're going to lean onto left side. Do right hand, slide it up as you kind of tug and spread the flesh up and over the buttocks. So you feel a nice neutral pelvis. We're going to use our block now in between the thighs. Hands can be either on shins, on the thighs, or down beside you. But you're lifting up, you're squeezing that block. So you're feeling a little engagement in the belly here, staying nice and tall. And so we're going to keep pelvis and spine in a line as we lean back. So you're not going to try to go into a posterior tilt. You're going to keep lifting up as you exhale back and squeeze the blocks. You're just coming on a little bit of an angle. So hands may slide down to the thighs. You may bring the arms out in line. And then you're going to imagine you have a little string on your chest as you inhale, lift it up, fold over the legs, round over. Take a moment to be here. Feeling this empowerment as we inhale, grow tall. Good. Exhale, squeeze the block. Come back. Half place of a little V here. Soft neck and shoulders. Good. Now, pull up on that string. Inhale. Fold down. Good. Take a breath or two here. One more time as we grow tall. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, coming back, squeezing the block. And then you might stay here. Some of you can find there's a little bit of a teeter point. If you feel, oh, my torso leans back, you find this teeter point where the toes maybe start to come up. If not, you're here. Okay, this time we're going to bring chin towards our chest and we're going to posterior tilt the spine. You're going to release the arms, roll your lower back, middle back, upper back, head onto the floor, draw the knees into the chest, release the block, give them a hug. Beautiful. Take a moment here just to roll, to land, to pause. We're going to draw the legs up so they're towards the belly and we're going to open them wide. Okay, so the thighs come on either side of the body. Then you're going to let your shins and feet come up with the knees very generously bent. So you can hold now back of the thighs. You can hold your shins or your ankles. And some of you I know are able to grab hold of feet. Just going to feel baby pose for a moment of rocking from left to right. We're going to roll over onto left side. Right heel is going to come towards the buttocks. Left leg is going to extend. You're going to just reach out through that left heel. And so you're using left side of the body to support you. And then you're going to bend that left knee, start to roll onto your back. Left heel comes into the body, roll onto your right side, extend through right leg. Breathe here, right head. The head might turn to the right. And then you're just going to flow from side to side. So the right heel is going to come down towards the buttocks. You're going to roll through your back, roll onto the left side. Extend. Bend, roll through back. Inhale, exhale, extend. Just let this flow come in. Maybe it's another 1 or 2 times. Just ending with a little pelvis flow. You might come back into just feeling baby pose one more time. So really nice release on lower back and opening through the pelvis. Just allowing our lymph to flow back up to our heart, especially with the heat. Okay, we're going to lower the feet down to the floor now. Now, we're going to locate our ball. And if you don't have one, I will be coming around in a little bit, don't worry, to give you one if you don't have it. But you're also going to, for some of you, might use a block by your feet, and some of you might find a block under the head. So it just totally depends what you need. We're going to go into a figure four and a little bit of ball rolling for the pelvis today. So we're going to start with right foot coming up, just doing a little circling with that right leg. So circle in one direction. You can let the leg be free, sometimes a little holding on the back of the thigh. So go 3 to 5 in one direction, 3 to 5 in the other. Good. And then that right ankle is going to go onto your left thigh. Now, the 4-inch block for some of you, just got to locate mine, might be something that you want to use. So some of you might just feel as you let the right thigh leg release away from you, equal weight on both sides of the hips, and you just pause here. Some of you might want to even pop that left foot up onto the block to increase the stretch. Some of you might press the right ankle into the left thigh and allow that left foot to come off the floor and even interlace your hands behind the thigh. I've put a chip bone block behind my head because I find sometimes I need a little bit of ease through my shoulders. If you feel any tension through neck and shoulders, feel free to support yourself that way as well. Okay, you can take a moment to rock a little bit from right to left just to open the hip. If you want to extend that left leg, you can reach the heel up to the ceiling as you drop that left hip into the floor. Taking a few breaths here. Good. At any time, you can unhold the leg. That left foot can come down to the block or the floor, and you're going to grab hold of your ball. Now, if you don't have one, just let me know, but you're going to put it under the fleshy part of the buttocks on your right hip. Oh, yeah, so you can use spiky. I'm also going to give you, do you need one? Yeah, you do. You can use, if you find the spikies too much, it's a bit spiky. I was going to say, because I find it a bit spiky as well, right? So, Caroline, you also have a very spiky ball. Is that one okay for you? Okay. Yeah. Anyone else want to switch those out? I do find that those ones can be a little bit much. Yeah, it's a little bit, right? Yeah. Good. I'm just gonna roll around on the hip. Nice little adjustment on the block, isn't it? I like that one on the block. It just allows you to play. Yeah, and you don't have as much strain in the body. As we're just gonna really let that right hip go. So taking that time to roll the back of the hip, but also noticing as you're here, there is the outside of the hip. So you can have it underneath the back of the buttocks, which is getting a little bit more into the glutes and the part of the external rotators. But you can also take the ball and just place it beside the hip. And then what you can do is roll over to the right, and you're going to roll onto the outside of the hip. So for some of us, we hold a little bit more on the outside of the hip. So you might roll into it, roll off, move the ball a little bit, roll into it, roll off, move the ball, or you might find a place and your body just allows you to sink and you found that magic spot and you just breathe in the nose, out the mouth, little sighs whenever you need to. When we release pelvis, we soften shoulders and neck. So feel free to take that time to explore around in the back of your hip. What is needed? Mhm. If you need something and I haven't offered it to you, let me know. Did you want a different one? Sometimes the legs don't even want to be in figure four. Sometimes the feet just want to plant on the ground. So feel free to notice what you need. We're just going to be here for another 20 seconds or so. If you're already feeling like you want to come out, you remove the ball first, you unravel the legs, you meet the floor, and you just take some time to breathe there, noticing the effects of the myofascial release. We're releasing areas of the muscles where our nerves pass through the muscles and the fascia. So, whenever we do myofascial release, it's very nourishing on not only the body, but the mind, our soul. And once you feel that one side is complete, no rush. If you're still on one side and your body is resisting and does not want to move, you don't need to. Okay, then you're going to bring your left leg up and you're going to circle first with the leg in the air, just revolving around with the ball in the socket, 3 or 5 in one direction and 3 or 5 in the other direction. When you feel ready, that left ankle can come onto the right thigh. Your choice if you want to use that block to pop your right foot up on and releasing that left leg out to the side and the knee. Remember, just keep your pelvis nice and heavy to start. It's just so you feel a flat pelvis, anchored pelvis to start. And then you can rock a little bit from side to side from that place of alignment. If you choose to push the left ankle and the right thigh into each other, you might find the right foot floating up and the hands want to interlace behind the thigh. Some of you may go into that extension of the right leg as well, reaching the heel up as the right hip drops to the floor. Inviting in the ball at any time under the right hip. Remember to meet your body with softness and kindness, especially through ball rolling. And as you find the spots that are maybe holding, you might ask yourself, oh, if it's really strong sensation, can I move very gently off to the right or the left and release around that place of sensation? And that will slowly soften the intensity of what you're feeling, relaxing the face, the jaw. You might even wiggle the lower jaw a little bit from right to left here. Um, Remember, you can always bring the ball on the outside of the hip and roll onto it. And you're going to feel over the next minute When you feel complete on this side, you can lie flat on the floor. You can take a bolster and pop it behind the knees and the thighs. You can turn around if you want and use a wall to put your legs up the wall. Another option for the bolster, if you want to do legs in the center of the room, you can also use the 4-inch block as having the knees bent, lifting the pelvis up and either sliding the bolster or that 4-inch block under your pelvis and then lifting one leg up, the other leg up. And you can have your legs up in the air, arms out to the side. This is a really nice place. Sometimes the legs want to play a little bit in and out here, open and closing, or just hovering in the air or drawing into your chest. Okay, so just taking your time here. If your knees want to stay bent, the bolster can turn on its side, supporting the back of the thighs and the knees. Make sure that you just take some time to allow your body to take up some space. So if you have props around you that are inhibiting you from expressing through arm and letting them come out to the side, just move them off to the side a little bit and let your arms float away from your body to a place where you feel your shoulders. Let's take a sigh. Beautiful. Let the breath out the mouth a few times, either that pursed lip breath that we started with or that sigh. Ah. Hmm. Feeling us come full circle in our practice as we meet our body where we started today. We noticed when we first came in, we created that baseline of what accompanied us into our practice today. And so we can see what has shifted. Maybe what was with us just softened a little bit. We have a little bit more space to breathe and express. You might feel a little bit more at home in this moment and body. And I always love to share a piece of poetry with you. The one that called to be shared today is called Living a Simpler Life. And the poet is Marianne Brine. I'll share it with you. The simpler your life, the happier you will be. Not because life becomes easier, but because less stands between you and the miracle of being alive. When the mind is free of clutter, the heart remembers its own rhythm. When the mind is free of clutter, the heart remembers its own rhythm. When there's space in the day, peace has somewhere to rest. We spend years gathering things until our days grow crowded and our souls grow tired. Then one morning we discover that peace was never lost. It was waiting beneath the weight of all that we carried. To live simply is not to live less. It is to return to what matters. And perhaps happiness is simply arriving fully where you are, carrying only what is needed and finding that what remains is simply enough. And finding that what remains is simply enough. Take a few more minutes here. Thank yourself for showing up today, for creating this pocket of space for your body and your mind and your soul. Noticing the wholeness of yourself in this moment. Feel your breath enter through inhale and soften through exhale. Noticing your rhythm of inhale and exhale, allowing you to feel your whole body on the floor. Your timing, you'll start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And let that movement just slowly ripple up through the arms, into the shoulders, and through the legs, into the pelvis, your spine, yawning, stretching, any little movements that your body feels comforted by. And you can take your time to roll over onto a side, pause there if you want. When you're ready, we'll slowly press that top arm hand into the floor and just come up into seated. So some of you may find sitting cross-legged comforting. You may find just going back to a straight leg and you want to do that little sweep. And just make sure that you have enough room to reach your arms off to the side. So if you do need to stagger a little bit on your mat, so your neighbor next to you has that space, do so. Arms out to the side, palms forward. We're going to take an exhale out our mouth. Good. Inhale as you gather up the abundance of whatever you need for your day. And as your palms touch, exhale, draw a line in front of your body as you receive it. And we're going to do that 2 more times as we inhale, gather up what you need for today. And exhale, receive. And one last time. I'm going to pause at heart for this one. All right. We're going to inhale, open arms out to the side and back. And exhale and just give ourselves a hug. Take a moment to receive it. Notice which arm is on top as we inhale, open the arms again out and back, and hug yourself one more time with the other arm on top. Beautiful. As you come out, we can bring our hands back to palm to palm. Pause. Feel your breath, inhale and exhale. Feel your breath, inhale and exhale. Oh, feel your breath, inhale and exhale. If your eyes were lowered or closed, lift your head, open your eyes. I thank you all for creating the community today, for nourishing and well-being. And thank you all for being here. Thank you, Elizabeth.